a lot of people are gonna get triggered by my opinions. I know that. I know for a fact many will get triggered. Oh, it's preference. It's ngon. It's ngon. No, you're a colorist. Period. That's what you are. Big men like you dating a homemade. Like, stop it. It's not okay. It's 2021. Stop dating kids, please. Please. Hey guys, I am back. Hey, say back, hey, say back. Hey, back. With another what? Banger! Guys, I am back. Today, guys, I'm gonna come to you guys with a video that I'm actually a little bit scared to do this. I'm gonna be doing my unpopular opinions. Now, if you guys don't know, I'm pretty opinionated. And when I'm opinionated, as I used to tell you guys, I'm a very passionate person. So I've got a lot of opinions that some people may not agree with. A lot of people are gonna get triggered by my opinions. I know that. I know for a fact many will get triggered. And if you're triggered by this, maybe it's just, to be honest, I don't want to do just opinions that are like, you know how some people, they do unpopular opinions and they're not really unpopular. They're like, oh, typical or normal or whatever. I actually want to do proper ones. The ones that people are going to be like, what? And if you look at me differently because of my opinions, then guess what? Then I'm just not for you and you're not for me, okay? Don't take it personal. But if you're convicted, take the conviction and maybe go, like, you know, because you could share something that could convict me that maybe I've never thought about it, and I'm like, okay, I never thought it like that. So if you get triggered by this, just know that you don't have to watch this video. And if you feel a type of way of me sharing these things, guess what? You can click out. If you're a really sensitive person and like, then maybe click out of this video, or maybe just like bounce, because this might be too hard on you. But you know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing, okay? Because I hate people that sugarcoat things or like compromise or so that you can like me. I don't want that. The only person I want to be like is God. I'm so sorry. Okay. But I'm just playing, guys. Anyway, let me just get into the video. My unpopular opinions, and I'm gonna start off slow, and then I'll probably get to the harder ones, the one that will shake you a little bit. They might shake you off the chair. Okay guys, the first thing I have to say that is an unpopular opinion is preference. No, I only prefer this because he prefers ngod. I think there's even videos on YouTube I've come across where someone goes around and be like, what do you prefer, light skin or dark skin? And I'm just there like, I honestly feel like people that say, oh, it's preference, or like everyone can have preference. Oh, I don't hate dark skin, it's just I prefer, you know, someone that have a lighter complexion. Why can't you look deep down and ask yourself, why is it that you prefer someone that has a lighter complexion? Or like, why is it that you prefer someone that has particular features? Like, look down in your heart and find out what is the reason. Because the truth is, people that use preference is a hidden colorist. That's what it is. It's hidden colorism. That's what it is, period. And if you don't agree with it, I don't care, because it's my unpopular opinion. But that's what I honestly think, because what in your head makes you think that someone that has a lighter complexion is more preferable than someone that has a darker complexion, or hence why the other way, you know? Because at the end of the day, that's colorism either way, you know? That's hidden colorism, and you're a colorist if you have preference, period. Because how do you prefer someone's color? Like, that's how you know someone is shallow. Like, are you that shallow? Like, are you gonna be dating the color? Wait, I'm actually confused. Are you actually gonna be sitting down talking to the color? Like, I'm actually so confused. Shouldn't you be thinking about like the character of the person? Why can't you have preference of character? That makes more sense. preference of color doesn't make sense to me. It actually doesn't make sense to me, because I honestly think people that use preference, they're literally hidden colorists. And that goes both ways when someone says dark skin or light skin. And to be honest, the whole light skin, dark skin stuff, that has to stop. Like, I actually hate it so much, the fact that we till this day as black people still have that term and we still use it among each other. And you know what the worst thing about that, like the whole light skin and dark skin, like that needs to die, because it brings so much division among us as a community. How did white people used to treat black people by actually imprinting colorism in the mind of a black person, and then guess what, we're carrying on that colorism to ourselves, to our children, and passing it on to other people. We need to stop, like stop it, like stop using colorism and stop thinking colorism is okay, because it's not okay. It needs to stop, and we as black people should be the first people to actually be like, hey, we need to stop dividing one another as colors. We actually need to stop, because I don't want to hear it. I'm actually so sick of it. It's 2021 and we're still doing the whole dark skin, light skin, ngod skin, ngod. I'm actually sick of it. And you know what the saddest thing is? The fact that we use colorism among ourselves, which is the worst. We use it, like black people, they use it among themselves. It's like I don't know what it is. It's like unhealed or undealt emotional insecurities that we somehow carry throughout colorism. And that's what I honestly believe that. And we need to stop it as black people, because the more we keep on doing that, the more we divide ourselves, the more we keep on not seeing each other as one. And we need to start seeing each other as one and not a color. You know, beside it, we're a human race before anything. So we need to stop with the colors. Far out. Like, damn. And the fact that we pass on this madness to our kids, and then our kids grow up hearing it, and then they end up passing it. It's like, when are you gonna break the cycle? And then not only that, when celebrities and men say, oh, it's preference, it's ngongot, it's ngongot. No, you're a colorist, period. That's what you are. You hate yourself. And how can you hate something that you are? Did you forget that your mama is black? Did you forget that you're black? Did you actually forget it? Because it looked like you have. Is it that you prefer someone that has a lighter complexion? And then not only that, and you're dark skinned too. That will always be the dark skinned men that do that. That's so messy. It's like you might have hidden insecurities of yours that you're not dealing with, because you hate yourself, so you don't want to date someone that looks like you, because you know you don't like you. So you gotta try and find someone that can cover that place. It will be the dark skinned men that say, I don't like a dark skin. And it's like, boy, you dark. Your mama's dark. Your sister's dark. And here you are, it's preference, it's preference. And then they use the word preference to cover the colorism. I'm gonna get really hot doing this, like this video, because a lot of the stuff just pissed me off. Let's just say this, because I'm actually sick of this whole preference. I don't want to hear it. I actually don't want to hear it. So if you're doing the whole preference thing, you're a colorist, period. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. But I'm gonna say it. Netflix is so overrated. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It's just, I don't see the hype. I think Netflix is, I feel like it's okay, but I feel like the way it's sometimes hype is just not, it's not, let's go on Netflix and chill. Like, no, I actually don't want to do that as a date. Like, I don't want to do that. That's the last time you're gonna see me. I need to stop being mean. Okay, maybe not, I'm being a bit harsh, but I said, like, I think Netflix is just so overrated. It's just like most of the movies that are there are movies that everybody has already watched, movies that have already been seen. Like, I don't know, I just think it's overrated and it's overhyped. Okay, my next unpopular opinion is, I'm gonna say this because it's actually something that I honestly believed, and I feel like most people in their heart know that this is wrong, but they try to convince themselves otherwise. I don't know why, but I feel like every human being in their hearts of hearts know this. Abortion is murder. Okay, we need to stop sugarcoating things. Like, I'm actually sick of people compromising madness to think that that's okay. Like, it's wrong. Stop thinking killing babies is okay. I don't want to hear it. That's one thing that it pisses me off when people think that, oh, it's not a baby. Abortion is wrong, and y'all know it. And if you come and attack me because I'm saying it's better to save a life than to kill a life, if you think that what I'm saying is wrong, or like you're gonna attack me because you think that people should choose whether a baby, an innocent baby, oh my god, an innocent baby, one that doesn't even have a voice, someone should decide whether that baby should live or not. Like, who are you? Who are you to decide if someone should live or not? You decided the day you went on bed with that person. You decided that you know. I need to stop. Because people be like, I'm not ready for a baby. Yeah, okay, the day you slept on the bed and chose to do madness, you knew what you were doing. You know when you do that, you're gonna make a baby. You know it, so stop playing. Even if you don't want the baby, why do you have to kill? Like, I just don't get it. Like, if you don't want the baby, why do you want to kill it so bad? Give it away. It's like, you're scary.
It happens.
You're a scary person. Give it away then. If you don't want it, why do you have to kill the baby? Why do you have to kill the innocent baby? I don't want to hear it. Statistically, it's proven and shown that people are not aborting because of rape. Like, let's be honest, guys. Let's just be honest as human beings. Let's be honest. Why do we want to take a life so bad? Like, why is it okay for you to think that you can actually kill a baby? Like I just don't get it. The reality is, majority of abortion are not happening because of rape. I just feel like people need to stop making like baby lives so disposable. Like, y'all be like thinking like babies are disposable like that. Do you guys know that God said that before he created you, he knew you? So don't act like that baby isn't there. And people actually don't talk about the side effect of abortion. It actually pissed me off so bad. Media or celebrities or people out there or pro-choice. Yeah, and the reality of it, people don't talk about the high percentage of people that are actually affected by abortion, and women that actually are grieved and depressed, because people forget that when you do that act, you don't know until you do it that the guilt that comes upon you is crazy. And it's not funny, the fact that we advocate so much to take a baby's life, an innocent one. The argument is it wrong to take a life? That's the argument. Is it wrong to take a life? You answer that within your heart. Think about it. If God says hatred, like when I hate someone, in God's eye, I've already committed murder. That's how high God's righteousness standard is. So imagine when we're here saying, oh, just take a life. You might think that baby is just putting your stomach for kick. But it says before you were born, I knew you. Before anybody of us were born, God knows you. Before the foundations of the earth were laid, he knows you. So you can't say that it's not alive. And I'm not saying that, guys, let's say people that have done abortion, that God isn't merciful to forgive you. God can forgive you and he can cleanse you and wash you. But it's wrong for us to promote wrongdoing. Like, I'm not going to stand here and promote something that I know in my heart of heart, know that that's wrong. Like, I'm not doing it. Like, because that's going to eat my conscience up. And the saddest thing is that we allow ourselves to come to a place where people don't know between right or wrong anymore. It's like, it's just come to a point where people don't want the truth anymore. People just want what everybody wants, and people want to be silent and to be quiet and say what everybody wants. And I'm sick of compromising belief or compromising our conscience for what? For people's sake, or to be seen and to be liked by people. Trust me, guys, I'd rather be nothing in the eyes of people and be something in the eyes of God, period. Because at the end of the day, guys, the truth is, you're gonna stand before God in judgment, and you will be accountable for everything you do under the earth, for how you treat people, what you do, like everything you do, you will be accountable for. And we shouldn't be promoting and encouraging people to take someone's life when we all know dang right that that's wrong. Like, I don't know a human inside their hearts that know deep down that that's okay. If someone is watching this and they have done abortion, I'm not coming at you or attacking you or anything. I believe honestly that if you ask God for mercy, and you ask God to forgive you, he can forgive you and he can cleanse you. I don't believe God is not a God that is able to restore and to renew someone, and like, I don't believe that. But I do believe is that we shouldn't be promoting it and we shouldn't be encouraging it, because it's basically what similar to child sacrifice, where basically there were these tribes or whatever, these other nations, that what they used to do, they used to sacrifice children to their gods. God was so mad at that nation that God had to judge that nation because they were shedding innocent blood. Actually, what there's 7 things that God hates, and in the book of Proverbs it talks about it. It says a prideful look, hands that shed innocent blood. So when you're aborting, you're shedding innocent blood. You're shedding blood that has no ability to speak for themselves, that has no ability to say, hey, you can't do that. You literally took its right. Like, that's what you're doing. Let's be honest, okay? And I'm not coming hard, and I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just speaking truth. God's laws are very high standard, right? They're not, we think what we think is right in God's eye is not right. So I'm coming from that perspective. I'm not coming from a man's perspective of like human judgment, because human judgments and conscious reason sometimes can be polluted because of our own sinful nature, and that's what I'm talking about here, okay? Okay, so that's what I'm talking about, where God's judgment is a bit different, and the way he sees things and his laws are very pure and they are not contaminated, because we are sinful. That's why we judge. Even when we think something is good, like we sugarcoat it to fit our own self. Do you know what I mean? So that it feels good. Do you know what I mean? It's not like pure judgment, let's say that. And just know, the minute America allows abortion, just watch. If you see the heaven signs, God's judgment falls upon a nation that allows shedding of innocent blood. Trust me, if you're a spiritual person, you know this. I just pray that you guys can understand where I'm coming from, because I'm not coming from a place of man reasoning. I'm coming from a place where God's reasoning, okay? You just see it. Every time a nation allows the shedding of blood, especially of babies, you watch that nation. You watch the judgment comes upon that nation. It's getting hot. Oh my God, guys, I'm getting hot. Whew. Sorry guys, I was a bit, it's just I'm a very passionate person, and that sometimes obviously comes across very forward. But even those kids, even those babies that are aborted, God takes care of them, and he does. Because I remember I was listening to this man that, you know, died, and he went to heaven, and he saw that the aborted babies, like how God actually takes care of them. Let's say like we may have killed them here, but to God takes care of those babies, and they grow up there in heaven. So for example, even if you have aborted a baby and you feel guilty, like, honestly guys, and I'm not trying to guilt trip anybody, if you did do abortion and stuff and you're watching this video, just note that God can forgive you and God loves you still. God doesn't hate you because you've done that. He might have hate what you've done, but he doesn't hate you, because at the end of the day, you're his creation. And I just want to remind that to anyone that is watching this, that maybe this is coming across a bit harsh, and it sounds like there's no mercy. No, there's always room for mercy, especially with God. There's always room for mercy. We're all sinners. I'm a sinner too. Like, I'm not any better than you, okay? So please don't get it twisted. I don't want people to watch this and twist it, okay? Because at the end of the day, I'm a sinner as much as you are, okay? I'm just saying stuff. These are just my unpopular opinion, and I don't want anyone to ever feel condemned. Like, that's honestly my last place of making anyone feel condemned, okay? That's not what I want to do. Sincerely, in my heart, I swear to God, guys, I never want to make anyone feel condemned. I never want to make anyone feel guilty, like, because I know that guilt and condemnation is not good for a human being at all. But there's always room for mercy and stuff, okay? So please note that, okay? Just don't take this and just like run with it. Please hear my heart even in this, what I'm saying. Anyway, let's move on to the next unpopular opinion, because I feel like I can stay on this topic for a long time. Oh my God, guys, I have to say this. This is another one that might trigger some people. Maybe I'm weird. You know how most women, they love rings? Yeah, I'm not that woman, okay? I think rings are disgusting. I think they are nasty. I don't know why I find rings disgusting. Like, I don't know, but I don't even know how I'm gonna get married, but I'm gonna have to ask God to give me grace, because I honestly think rings are disgusting. Like, they actually are so disgusting. And people that just wear rings and then they put it everywhere, and just like, why are you doing that? Stop, 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 stop. Just stop it, please. Especially when they're wet. You know, when people like put their rings on their, like, on the counters, or like on the kitchen counters, or like near the wet places. Don't do that when you're near me, please. Do not do that. I feel like I'm gonna have to get over this fear of rings, because I have to get over this fear, because I don't know, that's just my opinion. Now, it could possibly change. Who knows? Maybe in the future it could change about the ring, because I'm gonna have to get over it. Because let's say if I get married, I don't know what's gonna happen. Should I just get a tattoo or something? Oh my god, guys, another thing I'm gonna have to say that I think is a very unpopular opinion. Let's be real here. This whole of like law of attraction, manifestation, can I just say it, guys? I'm gonna have to say it. I'm gonna shock many of you guys. It's demonic. It's actually demonic, guys. The law of attraction and manifestation and the universe is a doctrine of self. It's all to do with your willpower. It's all to do with self, of what you can do. It doesn't involve God, so obviously it involves something else. To be careful, because guys, it says in the Bible, in the last days there's gonna be many doctrines, right? And I feel like the doctrine of the of manifestation and the law of attraction, you actually don't know where it's coming from, and you don't even know the sources of it. But who made it up? Who came up with it? Just don't believe everything you see on the internet. Do your research. No, you see someone saying do this, do this. It's just like everyone listens to anybody. You don't even know the source. How do you know the source is right? I'll put it out of the universe. So now we're worshiping the universe instead of God, and that's scary. Now, can I say this? The truth is, the law of attraction, it's actually in the word. God talks about whatever you think, you become. So you know what the enemy does? Because he doesn't want you to acknowledge God, he will put the universe in. Satan, how he operates is because he doesn't want you to acknowledge God, he will make a doctrine that is all about self. Because remember, now the devil is all about self. It's all about me, myself, and I am building an empire for yourself. Doesn't even acknowledge God at all. And if you think it does, don't. Be aware, because you don't know the source of the whole doctrine. Do your research. Just don't believe everything you see on the YouTube, and then they'll bring confusion. Now you're gonna be operating confusion because you're listening to a mad person. No, because this generation, man, is scary. This generation just believes anything. Someone said walk with your butt on your head, people are gonna do it. Like, especially when it comes to spirituality, like you have to be careful. You have to be careful. You can't just believe every doctrine you see on YouTube. But it's how the devil manipulates, and he manipulated in such a way that now all about yourself, or like, I'm gonna manifest it. So you take God out of the equation, and now you become God, because that's how it becomes. You create your own world, you create your own universe, and then next minute you become confused walking back, and now you're such a confused person. Before you was thinking straight, but now since you start listening to this madness, now you're confused. And if you're watching videos that are full of madness, please stop. I tell you, just stop listening to them. Especially when it comes to spiritual things, you don't play. You're saying the universe, the universe what? God said don't even worship anything to do with the universe. Anything to do with creation. Don't worship the creation. Worship the creator. He's greater. Ooh. And I'm not saying that the law of attraction doesn't have truth, because it does work if you use it. But who's giving you these things? Please, guys, do your research. Even though spiritualist stuff, madness on the YouTube that I see, spiritualists teaching you madness and madness. Next minute, you're gonna be walking backwards. And then next minute, they become these weird, like, oh, the devil will get you confused. Confusion will become your operation. It says in the Bible, in the last days, there's gonna be many doctrines of self. There's gonna be many doctrines, and many will believe. So please don't be one of those people that fall into just believing every doctrine that you see, especially in this generation of self, because this generation is a generation of oneself, of I need to do this, me, myself, and I. You're your own God, in fact. And apparently you even created yourself. Anyways, but if that message is for you, please reconsider, because this is coming from a good place, trust me. Stop listening to, what are they called, those readers. Don't go to mediums. Stop going to mediums. God hates when we do that, when we go to, like, because you know the sources of those mediums, they're actually demonic forces. They're demons that give those messages. I'm coming across very raw, but I'm gonna say it. I'm speaking from what I know and it's true. There's so many out there, guys, so many. Don't believe the report of people you don't even know what they do behind closed doors. And they go saying, do this, and you get a car. Do that and you get this. Do this and you get ngod. Put it in the universe and you get this. Where? I'm telling you guys, watch out. Just be careful. And this is coming honestly from a sincere place. These are the same things that God warns us to stay away from, because God knows that those are like familiar spirit, and you don't even know you're entertaining familiar spirit, and you're calling it the universe. Anyways, Lord, I'm just speaking, but about God, you know me, I'm saying the truth. You don't know it, but they're familiar spirits, and you don't even know it. You're entertaining demonic forces, because if it's not God, who else? If it's not God, then who else? Who's there? Because there's only God and the devil. In terms of the spiritual realm, you're mixing every religion, madness, everything in one pot. You're literally, you don't even know who you are. I just don't get it. You mix Buddha is in there. Reincarnation is in there. What? Manifestation is in there. Jesus is in there. Wait, which God are you serving? Please let me know. Because all of those gods contradict each other. Okay? Make up your mind. Who are you serving? Who are you serving? Okay guys, the next unpopular opinion that I'm gonna share is, you know how some women, they can date younger men and they don't feel a type of way, right? For me, I'm so sorry, I find that so weird. Like how a grown-ass woman will be dating mid. Like, stop dating kids. Can you please stop dating kids? With this whole madness saying love is love. No, I don't want to. That madness needs to stop. Love is not just love. And love has to make sense, otherwise it's foolishness. And I don't know, I saw this thing that a whole grandma dating a whole 22. That's disgusting. Why are you dating a mid? What you got, you know, to think that that's okay? That's not okay. Like, it's actually not okay. Stop dating kids, and that goes both ways. Like, I'm a whole grown woman dating like a whole kid. Like, how'd that work? Like, how does that even work? I'm screaming, guys. Big men like you dating a whole mid. Like, stop it. It's not okay. It's 2021. Stop dating kids, please. But for me, let's say if I'm talking to a guy, right, and I find out that they're younger than me, I swear to God, I'm dropping it. I'm bungok. Like, I'll vomit. Like, I swear to God, guys, that's one thing I cannot. That's actually one thing, Jesus, you know, I can't. You know what? Some people can do it. And if you can, you know, and I'm not judging you. If you can, that's for you, because at the end of the day, everyone is different. This is just me, my opinion. So don't get offended, okay? This is just me. Let's say if I'm talking to a guy and I find out he's younger than me. That's it. That's it. I'm not talking to a kid. I'm not doing it. But at the end of the day, guys, these are my unpopular opinions. I feel like I have a lot of unpopular opinions. Some of them, they have to be held back, because I feel like you guys are gonna throw some stone at me. Let he that has no sin cast the first stone, okay? Before you want to come and throw stones at me. But honestly, guys, that's one of my biggest turn off. I swear to God, like, that's literally one of my biggest turn off. If I find out that you're younger than me and I'm talking to you, I'm bungok. Like, I swear, like, I'm dropping you quick. I'm gonna get started. Another very unpopular opinion, which I feel like most people, they won't agree with me on this one, but at least Jesus agreed with me on this one. Sex is for marriage, period. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I think sex is the most precious and the most beautiful thing that God has given a man and a woman, and I honestly believe that it's meant to be under the coverage of marriage, okay? Well, obviously, we're living in a generation where obviously that's not promoted. Everyone has sex with, like, kids. That's another one. Like, kids dating like 13, 14, 15. Do you even know yourself? But anyway, guys, even when God says why you shouldn't have sex before marriage, there's a reason. And I'm pretty sure, guys, if God says it, it's honestly to protect you. It's trying to protect your emotions, because he knows once you do the act, in God's eye, you're actually marrying that person. And because let's say when you do break up and you did that act, why do you struggle letting go of that person so bad? It's dangerous, because it was meant to be created to be done with one person and one person. And I feel like we're living in a generation where like we're so sexually perverted. Like, it's actually so disgusting. The sexual perversity is so crazy. And I feel like when God says that you should wait before marriage, it's to protect you, because he knows that sex is a very powerful act. When it's done with someone and you rip apart, guess what? Your soul is tied to that person. For example, let's say two papers are glued together, right? And when you try to separate them, right, you know how hard that is. That paper is gonna be left with that paper. This paper is gonna be left with that paper. And that's what happens, is that the other person has a piece of you. And then, for example, let's say if that person has anger issues, tell me why now this person has anger issues. Because you forget that sex is actually a spiritual act. As much as it's a physical act, it's actually spiritually too, and emotionally. And so God's trying to save you spiritually, emotionally, physically, psychologically. And that's why, because when you commit that act with that person, and that person is not the one that you're actually in covenant with, now you go around with so many souls everywhere. You wonder why you have so many personalities. You wonder. I think people actually, especially we live in a generation where we promote sex so much. It's like, as in like, everybody have it, whee! Sexually liberating, and we don't speak of actual the danger of it that we do to ourselves. People are crying themselves to bed. God is trying to save you from the tears that you shed because of because he knows, especially if you sleep with him, it's gonna be so much tougher, and he's trying to save you. But I'm just saying this because I think it's knowledge that will actually help people. You just have to be careful, and that's why I honestly believe God when he says that like sex is a covenant. It's a spiritual act. Like, it's crazy, because that's why, like, sometimes, let's say if you did the deed and you broke up with that person, now let's say if that person had like anger issues, I don't know, if you found yourself being so like anger, or let's say if that person had like bitter issues, or she's bitter, next minute now you have thingy as well. The sad thing is, because you know, especially when you have sex with so many people too, it's even worse. It's even worse, because now you're entangled with so many soul ties and so many people. Literally, you're one person but 10 people inside you. 10 people, because you've been sleeping around gallivanting in everywhere. You can't even sit down and sit to yourself and think what's going on. Gallivanting. Now you're walking around with 10 bodies. Like, ugh. And you know what's so messed up about it is how society normalized stuff like that. And when it's low-key hurting people too, because people that are doing all this sex, and the worst thing is they're even like impressing it on young people too, like kids, teenagers dating, teenagers having sex at like around 13, 14. Like, what are you doing at that age? You shouldn't be. Just annoying how like society or like the media portrays like literally sleeping around on it's normal. Like, it's not normal. It's not good for your inner man. It's not good. And we need to stop normalizing madness and stop normalizing things that actually hurt our own souls. I can't. And another thing that's an unpopular opinion is, if you're a kid, you're dating, stop it, please. Stop it right now. Like, honestly, if you're a teenager, you shouldn't even be dating. Stop it. Stop it. Because you don't know yourself. Say if you're a 12, 13, 14-year-old having like a bad experience on dating, then now that actually affects your adulthood dating. That's why I think it's so important for kids not to even date unless you know yourself. And when you come to a place where you know what you want, you have established yourself, you shouldn't be responsible for someone's emotions at the age of 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, you shouldn't be. You should be busy with your books, playing basketball, doing something in the oval. You should just be busy building yourself and getting to know you. And don't waste your youth. Don't waste your youth on stupid boys. Can I please say it? Please don't waste it. don't waste your youth, because it's so not worth it. And it's dangerous when you get exposed as a young person to the wrong idea of what love is, because it actually shapes what you think love is as an adult. You know what, I'm gonna end it from there. I've said many controversial unpopular opinions, because I feel like, what's the point of me coming here saying unpopular opinions when they're not really unpopular? So I hope you guys really enjoyed this unpopular opinion, and if you did, don't forget to press that like button. And also, just a quick disclaimer, these are my personal unpopular opinion. So I just hope that, you know, I hope you guys are not triggered, and if you are, I'm sorry, okay, but these are just my opinions. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys, and take care of yourself always.